Welcome, my fellow horror fanatics, to a countdown that will chill you to your core. We're diving deep into the abyss of terror to unearth the top 10 scariest movies ever made. So grab your nightlight, hug your security blanket, and prepare to be thoroughly terrified because we're about to unleash the cinematic horrors that will haunt your dreams. Kicking off our descent into cinematic hell is none other than The Exorcist, a film that redefined horror for a generation. This is no mere possession flick, it's a relentless assault on your senses, your beliefs, and your very soul. Remember that crucifix scene? Yeah, hard to forget. It's seared into the collective memory of moviegoers for a reason. The Exorcist didn't hold back, pushing boundaries and showing us the horrifying potential of demonic forces unleashed. But it's not just the special effects that make this film so terrifying, it's the raw, unbridled emotion, the psychological torment that Regan endures, that truly gets under your skin. You feel her pain, her fear, her utter helplessness in the face of something evil and powerful. And that sound design? Don't even get me started. Those guttural growls, the whispers, the unearthly noises coming from Regan, pure nightmare fuel. The Exorcist isn't just a movie. It's an experience, one that stays with you long after you've left the theater. Next up, we delve into the twisted family tree of Hereditary, a film that proves sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we share our DNA with. This isn't your typical haunted house story, it's a slow-burn descent into madness, fueled by grief, secrets, and a whole lot of creepy crawlies. Ari Aster, the mastermind behind this masterpiece of dread, masterfully cranks up the tension, making you feel like you're constantly on edge, waiting for the other shoe to drop, and believe me, it drops, hard. Toni Collette delivers a career-defining performance as Annie, a mother spiraling into despair as her family's dark history catches up with them. You feel her pain, her desperation, her utter helplessness as things go from bad to worse. And those twists, just when you think you've got it figured out, Hereditary throws a curveball, leaving you reeling and questioning everything you thought you knew. It's a masterclass in suspense, keeping you guessing until the very end, and then haunting you long after. Hold on to your holy water, folks, because we're stepping into the terrifying world of The Conjuring, a film that claims to be based on true events. Now, whether you believe in that sort of thing or not, there's no denying the sheer terror this film evokes. James Wan, the modern master of horror, knows how to push our buttons, and in The Conjuring, he delivers a relentless barrage of scares that leave you gasping for air. From the creepy clapping game to the hide-and-seek demon, this film is packed with moments that will make you jump out of your skin. But it's not just the jump scares that make The Conjuring so effective, it's the atmosphere of dread, the sense that something truly evil is lurking just beyond our perception that gets under your skin. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched, that something sinister is waiting to strike. Next up, we enter the nightmarish dreamscape of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where the line between reality and fantasy blurs, and the monster lurks in the one place you should feel safe, your dreams. Freddy Krueger, with his burned face, bladed glove, and sadistic sense of humor, is the stuff of nightmares. He's a relentless killing machine who preys on your deepest fears, turning your dreams into a living hell. The concept alone is terrifying, a killer who can invade your mind, torturing you in your sleep. It taps into our primal fear of the unknown, the vulnerability we feel when we drift off into unconsciousness. But it's not just the concept that makes A Nightmare on Elm Street so effective, it's the visuals, the surreal and nightmarish imagery that Wes Craven creates that truly get under your skin. The blood geysers, the melting faces, the sheer creativity of the kills. It's both horrifying and strangely beautiful. A Nightmare on Elm Street is a reminder that even in our sleep we're not safe from our demons. Hold on to your VHS tapes because we're diving into the chilling world of The Ring, a film that made us terrified of technology long before smartphones were a thing. This Japanese horror masterpiece tapped into our primal fear of the unknown, delivering a slow-burn sense of dread that culminates in one of the most iconic jump scares in cinematic history. The premise is simple yet terrifying. A cursed videotape, a mysterious phone call, and 7 days to live. It's a countdown to terror, and we're along for the ride, watching through our fingers as the characters try to unravel the mystery and break the curse. But it's not just the plot that makes The Ring so effective, it's the atmosphere, the eerie soundtrack, the haunting imagery that stays with you long after the film is over. Remember Samara crawling out of the well? Yeah, that's gonna be stuck in your head for a while. Next up, we're talking about a film that will make you paranoid about the person walking behind you. It Follows is a masterclass in suspense, building tension through its unique premise and relentless sense of dread. This isn't your typical slasher flick. This is psychological horror at its finest, preying on our deepest fears of the unknown and the inescapable. The premise is simple yet terrifying, a shape-shifting entity that stalks its victims relentlessly, taking the form of anyone, anywhere, anytime. It's a curse passed through sexual contact, and once you're infected, there's no escape, only the constant fear of being followed. The film's genius lies in its simplicity. The entity itself is never fully explained, its origins shrouded in mystery. This only adds to the terror as our imaginations run wild, filling in the blanks with our own deepest fears. Sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves. In The Babadook, we delve into the dark recesses of grief, guilt, and the terrifying power of our own minds. This Australian horror gem is a masterclass in psychological horror, leaving you questioning what is real and what is merely a figment of a fractured mind. The film centers on Amelia, a widowed mother struggling to cope with the loss of her husband and the increasingly erratic behavior of her young son Samuel. Enter the Babadook, a creepy storybook character that soon takes on a life of its own, terrorizing Amelia and Samuel, preying on their vulnerabilities. The Babadook is a film that gets under your skin and stays there long after the credits roll. Hold on to your night vision cameras because we're about to delve into the world of Paranormal Activity, a film that redefined the found footage genre and terrified a generation of moviegoers. This low-budget masterpiece proved that sometimes the most effective scares are the simplest, the ones that tap into our primal fear of the unknown and the unseen. The premise is simple: a young couple, a haunted house, and a camera that captures the terrifying events that unfold. We see the story unfold through the lens of their camera, making us feel like we're right there with them, experiencing the terror firsthand. The scares in Paranormal Activity are slow burn, building gradually over time. It's the subtle things, a door moving on its own, a whisper in the darkness, the feeling that something is watching you, that truly unnerve you. And that ending? Yeah, let's just say it's one of the most effective jump scares in horror history. Next up, we're venturing into the terrifying realm of the dead in the chilling film Insidious. This film is a masterclass in atmosphere and dread, creating a world where the veil between the living and the dead is terrifyingly thin. The story follows the Lambert family, whose son Dalton falls into a coma after a mysterious encounter in their new home. But Dalton's coma is no ordinary sleep. His soul has become trapped in the Further, a dark and dangerous realm inhabited by lost souls and malevolent entities. Director James Wan once again proves his mastery of horror, creating a world that is both visually stunning and utterly terrifying. The Further is a place of nightmares, filled with creepy creatures and unsettling imagery that will stay with you long after the credits roll. And finally, we arrive at our final destination on this terrifying journey: Sinister, a film that will make you think twice before watching those old home videos. This film is a masterclass in atmosphere and dread, creating a sense of unease that permeates every frame. The story follows Ellison Oswalt, a true crime writer who moves his family into a house where a gruesome murder took place. Hoping to find inspiration for his next book, Ellison stumbles upon a box of Super 8 home movies that reveal a sinister pattern of murders spanning decades. But as Ellison delves deeper into the mystery, he unwittingly unleashes a malevolent force that threatens to destroy him and his family. Sinister is a film that will stay with you long after you've seen it. So there you have it, Horror Hounds, our countdown of the top 10 scariest movies that will haunt your dreams. We've explored the darkest corners of horror cinema, from demonic possessions to cursed videotapes, from dream stalkers to psychological terrors. If you made it through this entire list without sleeping with the lights on, we salute you. You're braver than most. But be warned, these films are just a taste of the horrors that await in the vast world of horror cinema. So keep exploring, keep watching, and most importantly, keep the lights on. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe